This courtroom showdown is something you have to see to believe. A man named Abel Estrada Jr. walks into court facing his second charge for driving without a valid license plate, but instead of taking responsibility, he tries to flip the entire legal system upside down. From the very start, Estrada begins using classic sovereign citizen arguments, claiming the court has no authority over him. He tries to separate himself from his so-called straw man identity, insists this is double jeopardy, and repeatedly argues that his constitutional rights are being violated. But the judge? She's not having it. With a calm, no-nonsense tone, the judge methodically shuts down every attempt to derail the hearing. She explains the charges clearly, reminds him this isn't his first offense, and walks him through the process of applying for a court-appointed attorney. Every time he tries to interrupt, make speeches, or dismiss the case himself, she brings him right back to reality. Things take another turn when Estrada claims he's disabled and struggles to move, attempting to gain sympathy. The judge responds professionally, even offering Zoom appearances for future hearings, showing that the court is being more than fair, despite his repeated challenges. The tension builds as legal facts collide with fringe beliefs, creating a dramatic exchange that feels almost unreal. It's a powerful reminder that courtroom theatrics and internet legal theories don't hold up against real law. If you're interested in intense courtroom moments, sovereign citizen arguments getting dismantled, and judges who don't back down, this is a clip you don't want to miss.
That microphone, I'm not sure, but sometimes you have to be in the middle with it. Mary Ann Shirley appears for the state. Are you Abel Estrada Jr., sir?
Yes, if I may, can I make a statement?
No, not yet. Okay, sir, you are charged in count 1 with on or about the 21st day of August, 2024 in Greenwood County, state of Kansas. Then and there, contrary to the statutes of the state of Kansas, unlawfully operating a vehicle, to wit, a 2011 GMC Acadia, upon a highway which does not have the signed license plate. I think they mean that the vehicle didn't, not the highway. But your vehicle did not have the assigned license plate properly affixed to the rear of the vehicle, showing the current registered year. And this is an unclassified misdemeanor. It is punishable by up to $2,500 in fines and a possible sentence of up to 6 months, 30 days minimum, up to 6 months, although probation is usually granted. Now, sir, did I not just have you in municipal court recently on the same charge?
Yes, and I don't understand why am I seeing again, because that would be double jeopardy. I'm saying for the same.
Sir, you haven't been tried on it. You
I have
a first appearance on it, and apparently the city prosecutor must have dismissed it and refiled it over here for whatever reason, I know not. But as I recall, your plea was not guilty. Is that still your plea?
Yes, but I'm here to make a separation between my name. My name is Abel Estrada with low caps. This name on the top, I don't know if you can see it. This name on the top is my straw man. I am the man, and this is the straw man. So if you're calling the straw man, I'm here to represent the straw man, but I'm Abel Estrada Jr., the man, the living man.
So are you going to have an attorney? Are you going to need to apply for court-appointed attorney, or will you be waiving your right and representing yourself?
No, of course I wanted to have an attorney, but I still have not made my statement, which is.
Are you going to hire an attorney or apply for court-appointed?
I cannot afford an attorney, but I need to make my statement that.
Let me get a few things worked out, sir. You're going to apply for an attorney, so you'll need to fill out an application for court-appointed attorney. And the deputy down there can give that to you. Make sure you fill that out and get that back to me before this hearing is over. Make sure you fill in all the blanks and you sign it and you date it where it says to, because I generally don't consider those if they're not thoroughly completed. And then you call back to my assistant, Missy, later in the week to see if one is appointed and who that will be. Do you need Missy's number, or did you take it down earlier from the other hearings?
No, I don't have.
All right. Missy, do you want to give him your number?
620-583-8155.
And then Missy, when is his next court date?
Well, I haven't explained my position.
Sir, we're not going to have a trial today. You're going to need to talk to your attorney before you have a trial. So Missy, when is his trial date?
I wanted to move.
Sir, please do not interrupt. Missy, when is his, and we won't set it directly for, do you want to set it directly for trial, or do you want to set it for a status so I can check in with you after you talk to your attorney?
I don't know what the status means.
Well, let's set it for a status, Missy, or control.
November 22nd at 10.
You, sir, will need to be back here by Zoom November 22nd at 10 a.m. Are you on bond? Let me check.
Why would I need a bond?
There is no bond on the file, and it is an unclassified misdemeanor. So I'm not going to make you file a bond since it's an unclassified misdemeanor. If you fail to come to court, though, most likely a warrant would be issued anyway, and you'd be taken into custody. But as long as you come to court when you're told to, that's not going to be a problem. So you're going to call and get your attorney, or find out if you have an attorney.
I haven't given a chance to.
You do not need a bond, and you have your court date.
Number one, I want to move to a motion to dismiss this case because I didn't try for this, and I have the license plates, both license plates. I was not driving anything unlawful or illegal. I'm living in the private. I'm driving in the private, and so I want to move for dismissal with extreme prejudice. I want to keep all my constitutional rights. So far, my constitutional rights are being trampled over right now by yourself because you're not giving the chance to speak. I have not given the chance to speak. You're just going over and over, and I'm requesting that you remove this case because this is double jeopardy. I already appeared in court for this thing. I have not been given the opportunity to explain myself. I want to keep my rights, and I haven't been able to keep my rights. You yourself and the lady on the other side signed a oath of office to uphold the Constitution of the United States, and I'm not being given those rights right now, man. I respectfully request that you honor my rights. And I want to move for a complete dismissal because it's double jeopardy and I already appeared in court.
All right. Well, I did give you the opportunity to speak. You were speaking, not I, not Miss Shirley. And so I gave you the chance to say what you want to. If you want to talk to your attorney can help you put together the motions that you've kind of implied, at least, if not outright said, you want to pursue. But we will take that up on the date that I gave you to reappear.
I'm sorry, it's breaking up. You said you're going to take what up to do what?
I can take up any motions that you want to file at a later date. With the next court date, we can revisit any motions or visit any motions you want me to consider.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Being dragged on so much, and I have a hard time moving around. As you can see, I'm disabled, and I only come here once a week to the hospital to be treated, and all this court is putting a lot of stress, and I'm not able to heal properly. Why are we dragging it out so much, ma'am?
When did you get this disability? I don't remember you being unable to walk the last time I saw you.
I came in my bike is right here. I have it right here. I don't know if you can see it. But I normally use a walker in a wheelchair, but I'm using the other one because it's easier to carry in the car. It's what's it called? It's knee scooter. I have two amputations on my feet. So ambulation is very difficult. I'm having a lot of pain. In fact, I'm under medication right now. I don't have a clear mind. Just so I can be here because it's too painful.
Well, that's why you need to call back here. You don't have to come in person. Call back here or have your wife or helper, whoever that is with you, call for you, and Missy can tell you if you qualify for an attorney and who that attorney will be and how you can get a hold of that attorney before your next court hearing. We did give you the date of that court hearing. You will need to be back here for that, but you can do that by Zoom. You don't have to even leave your home to do that as long as you've got a clear signal that allows us to communicate. So you're always welcome to come down there to the courthouse like you're doing now, but you don't have to as long as you can communicate by Zoom. And remind me, what town do you live in, sir? Are you from Kansas?
Yes, I'm in Howard. But even last night, when I got the letter from the sheriff, they brought it to me at 5 o'clock last night. I didn't even know.
All right, well.
So it wasn't improperly served. I got it like literally last night. And I trying to get people to come in and I don't have the time. I don't have the ability to move that fast. And so
you were just complaining a moment ago that this case wasn't moving fast enough.
What you are about to witness is one of those courtroom moments that feels almost unreal, the kind where legal theory collides head-on with actual law. Sitting in front of the judge is Abel Estrada Jr., a man facing yet another charge for operating a vehicle without a properly affixed license plate. And from the very beginning, it's clear this isn't going to be a simple, routine hearing. The courtroom is calm. The judge is composed. The charge is straightforward. But the tension builds almost immediately when Estrada begins speaking. Instead of addressing the facts of the citation, he shifts the focus to something else entirely: sovereignty, jurisdiction, identity. He questions whether the court even has authority over him. He challenges the name listed on the paperwork. He insists there is a difference between the legal name written in all caps and the living man standing before the bench. The judge listens, but she doesn't entertain the detour. With a steady, controlled tone, she reminds him that this is his second time appearing for a similar offense. That fact alone changes the atmosphere. This isn't confusion. This isn't a misunderstanding about paperwork. This is a repeat issue. Estrada continues, determined to make his point. He brings up double jeopardy, claiming he cannot be charged again. He repeats the phrase as though saying it enough times will make it legally binding. But the judge immediately clarifies, this is not the same case. This is a new citation. A new incident. A separate charge. Double jeopardy does not apply. You can almost feel the invisible wall between belief and reality growing stronger in the room. He pivots again, arguing that his constitutional rights are being violated. He says he does not consent to the proceedings. He questions the court's jurisdiction. He attempts to assert control over the dialogue, interrupting and trying to redirect the hearing. But the judge remains grounded. She explains that the court's authority does not depend on personal consent. The law applies whether someone agrees with it or not. There's no yelling, no dramatic gavel slamming, just calm, procedural firmness. Every time Estrada attempts to launch into another speech, the judge narrows the focus back to the essentials. Are you requesting an attorney? Do you understand the charge? This is the process. These are your options. It's a steady rhythm, argument, correction, redirection. At one point, Estrada attempts to draw a distinction between his identity and what he calls a straw man. He suggests the government-created legal entity is separate from his physical person. It's a familiar theme in sovereign citizen ideology, the belief that if you reject the legal name or structure assigned at birth, you somehow step outside the reach of statutory law. But inside this courtroom, the argument has no traction. The judge doesn't debate philosophy. She doesn't mock him. She simply states that the court recognizes the defendant as the person charged and proceeds accordingly. The hearing continues, and the frustration becomes more visible. Estrada presses harder. He insists that he is being wronged. He claims procedural injustice. He suggests that the system itself is flawed. But the judge's tone never wavers. She explains the right to counsel. She informs him how to apply for a court-appointed attorney. She outlines the next steps. She sets boundaries. It's a clear demonstration of how the legal system functions when confronted with fringe arguments. It doesn't explode. It doesn't collapse. It simply continues forward. Then the dynamic shifts slightly when Estrada brings up his physical condition. He explains that he has 2 amputations on his feet and struggles with mobility. The statement changes the energy in the room. For a moment, there's a pause. A human element enters the conversation. The judge acknowledges what he says. She doesn't dismiss it. Instead, she offers a practical solution. Future court appearances can be conducted via Zoom. Accommodations can be made. The court is willing to adapt to legitimate needs. But the existence of hardship does not erase the charge itself. That distinction is powerful. Throughout the exchange, what stands out most is the contrast between emotional resistance and procedural order. Estrada appears convinced that if he asserts the right combination of constitutional phrases and jurisdictional challenges, the case will unravel. But the courtroom is not a debate stage. It is a structured environment governed by rules, statutes, and precedent. The judge's approach is methodical. She avoids getting pulled into theoretical discussions. She focuses only on what matters legally. She does not allow interruptions to derail the hearing. When he attempts to dismiss the case himself, she calmly explains that defendants do not have the authority to unilaterally terminate proceedings. There's a subtle but important lesson unfolding in real time. Legal outcomes are not determined by who speaks the longest or who sounds the most confident. They are determined by law. As the hearing progresses, Estrada circles back to familiar territory: consent, jurisdiction, constitutional violations. Each time, the response is consistent. The charge stands. The process continues. If he wants representation, he can apply. If he wants to contest the citation, he can do so at trial. But the hearing today is about scheduling and procedure. No amount of rhetorical intensity changes that. The judge sets the future court date. She explains the expectations moving forward. She clarifies that failure to comply could result in further consequences. The tone remains professional to the very end. Watching this exchange feels like observing 2 completely different worldviews occupying the same physical space. On one side, a man who believes that rejecting the system frees him from it. On the other, a judicial officer bound to uphold statutory law regardless of personal belief. There's no dramatic twist, no sudden revelation, just a steady unfolding of how courts operate when faced with sovereign citizen arguments. The law does not bend to ideology. It does not recognize self-declared exemptions. It functions based on written statutes and established authority. And perhaps that's what makes this moment so compelling. It's not loud. It's not chaotic. It's controlled. It shows how patience and structure often neutralize confrontation more effectively than anger ever could. By the time the hearing concludes, nothing about the charge has changed. The arguments didn't dissolve the case. The philosophical distinctions didn't override municipal code. What remains is a scheduled court date, the opportunity for legal counsel, and a reminder that belief systems, no matter how strongly held, do not override enforceable law. In the end, this courtroom exchange becomes more than just a traffic-related hearing. It becomes a snapshot of a broader phenomenon, individuals attempting to challenge legal authority using internet-derived theories, and judges responding not with hostility, but with steady adherence to procedure. It's a powerful display of how the justice system maintains order even when faced with persistent resistance. No theatrics, no escalation, just law, applied exactly as written.